Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Taking a quick look here at Bitcoin. It's not looking pretty, folks. We already know this, of course. That's why we shorted at 43,000. But at this point here, how much lower can it go? Well, we're going to talk about CME gaps and, of course, a few other key features here we need to understand based on liquidation levels and just kind of understanding, best practice for situations like this. Honestly, the best practice if you didn't already short is to probably consider just dollar cost averaging on your way down. It really just depends on if you are the spot holder or what you're planning to do, of course, with the big picture. But I would definitely recommend adding to your position as the price drops. Quickly to note here, let's just jump right in to the liquidation levels here. We can see this has shifted a little bit, but we're looking at about 38,500 now for the key concentration of liquidation levels below this level. Once again, we talked about this previously. 41,500 roughly is that area where we saw the most amount of liquidation. That's why I felt comfortable and confident taking a short at 43,000. While there's a lot of liquidation up here, about 44,000, that's a long ways away, folks. A lot of things need to change in order for us to see that. So we can always kind of presume at this point, since we have this downward momentum, that there's still further downside to occur. Okay, so it's just best for you to kind of anticipate that if you can. Again, congrats to our community members. Welcome aboard if you're new to the channel. Thanks again so much for watching. Quick little congrats here for our members. We took 32% on a short this morning from ETH, 33% on a short from ICP, 30% on Matic short. And then, of course, we saw our Bitcoin short about 25%. I think our next target is roughly that 39,500 mark. So again, just friendly advice, the price action should continue lower. It's pretty safe to presume that. Now, again, is this level going to hold here at 40,300? It's a possibility, right? We got our most recent pivot there effectively, and if this is the lowest point we're going to see, we should see an ABC pattern moving forward. Okay, so hypothetically, the price recovers and bounces from here. We want to be mindful of this, these 0.5, 0.382, 0.618 levels. I'll post this playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord so you can see it. But generally speaking, that is what we're looking at here as a rough estimate. Again, this is just the daily time frame. We will take a look this weekend at the weekly and the monthly, just to kind of get perspective there, but they're shifting to a bearish type of sentiment, but they're still considered to be bullish in the overall sense based on moving averages and those things there. We'll spare that for the moment because I do want to touch on this here. This is probably a little bit more important. First of all, Bitcoin dominance is kind of plateauing, so to speak, which is interesting because the price is going down and alts are dropping pretty hard. But it makes sense because profits from altcoins going right into Bitcoin is kind of this investment cycle, so to speak. But we take a look here at this due diligence here, which we need to be mindful of. CME futures here, of course. I think it's I have that, yeah, right there. 39,300 is effectively that level. I'll pull that down just a little bit. But yeah, 39.3 is the lowest point of that CME gap, and the upper range is 40,500. We're already kind of tapped into that at 40,300. So keep in mind, CME gaps are not 100% guaranteed they're going to get filled, but the likelihood is extremely high. Okay, it's like a 90+% likelihood of the price action getting filled sometime. Is it immediate? No, obviously not. This was a CME gap from December 4th when the price shot up pretty hard in December. So keep in mind, the likelihood of that getting filled is pretty high. The likelihood of it getting filled today is also greatly larger because of the fact that we do take a look at the liquidation here, and 38,600 is just below that 39.3 mark. I wouldn't be surprised we even see a retest 38. So again, just some friendly advice. The sky is not falling per se, but it's just an opportunity to be able to get in at a better average there, lower your position size, and maybe consider a short on the way down. Let's talk about that, see if that's worthwhile or not. So quickly to note on the daily time frame here, we are looking at MACD's gaining momentum. We already know that. RSI still has plenty of room for downside. Typically we see when we're at 70 on the RSI, that's when things get a little bit more extreme. In other words, a lot of times we'll see the pivot at that point. Money flow index is still high though. That's the interesting thing about this. Keep in mind, daily time frame, not the most accurate. I like money flow index on shorter time frames, preferably the 4-hour time frame. It really helps us understand if we are massively overextended or not. However, we can see here stochastic RSI swinging down for the second time. That carries more weight, so you got to recognize that this is going to continue. It has a stronger probability of continuing lower. I believe so. Again, I've got limit orders set every $500 for Bitcoin. In other words, 40,500 I just got filled. 40,000 even, 39.5. I'm just keeping it simple and not getting too crazy because I just want to get filled on the way down. I don't care if it goes down to low 30,000s. The more the price drops, the more I put in. That's really what it boils down to. Again, that's more of an investment strategy, not necessarily a swing trading strategy. That's different altogether, but just letting you know that we may not see the price point of 40,000 again, because keep in mind, a week ago, which is crazy to think about this, 1 week ago today, 49,000 we were testing. Okay, so again, it's amazing how things can change, but with the Bitcoin halving coming up and a lot of things like that, I'm just I'm stacking as much as I can wherever possible. So I'm actually happy that we're seeing the price pull back. Sorry if you are seeing me celebrate and it's hurting your portfolio. It's hurting everyone's portfolio when you think about it, but there's different ways you can look at it. So RSI, here we are. On the 30, we're at 30 on the RSI on the 4 hour. That is typically a pivot point. Oftentimes folks will have success buying there. And then of course, with the money flow index being below 20, that's usually a recipe for a decent long position. That comes with a disclaimer, though. You got to recognize you can't just jump right in and take a long right now and be okay. However, buying the dip and tactfully following your position and making sure that you adjust your stop loss higher is proven to be beneficial. Okay, so again, there's no signs here that we want to take a long position. I'm not saying that. Just saying that in general, oftentimes when you can buy these kind of dips, they will typically recover. In other words, when you see here previously, we saw the RSI come down to 30 right here, and then the money flow index was closer to 20. Price did inevitably recover. I'm not saying it was a positive. It ended up being a bullish type of pattern, a bearish type of pattern with a rising wedge. But generally speaking, at this point, I don't love what I see, so I'm not recommending you take a long. Just know we may get a small bounce here, and we'll see what happens. That's why I like to recommend being patient and not just jumping right in, because truth is it could continue to drop, but it may also bounce back first before it does. So touching on this here really quick, we got these previous support level here roughly at about 41.6. That's the new resistance level. We can see that here pretty clear, where the price comes up to that range pretty much within a few dollars and rejected hard. Okay, so just keep in mind that's a pretty strong little area there of resistance. So we could be range bound between 40,300 and 41.6 if we hold 40,300 today. And big emphasis on the word if. We take a look at a few key factors here, such as TD sequential, we're at a 4. Hypothetically, we could see another few hours of continuation of the downside. Okay, so we're not anywhere near our bottom yet. I feel like we still have potential to continue lower. Lagging span being free and clear of the price action implies the shorts still have more room for play. So we got another 24 hours before we got to worry about closing your short in profit, at least trimming your position, if you will. We can see the cloud averaging itself out at 41,005, 41.6. So it's safe to presume that 41.6, 41.5 is the new resistance level, and that we have a very, very tentative support at 40,300. We lose 40,300, I think it's very likely we'll see 39,003, 39.5, and then potentially also 38.5 based on this lower level of liquidity here. Let's quickly note a couple things here. I haven't looked at the 12-hour. Let's just kind of see where we're at here. The 12-hour time frame, we can see a lot of shorts, of course, at 41.6. Big surprise. We just addressed that being the new resistance level. We can also see here low 40,000 range. A lot of ballsy longs are in long positions right there. Keep in mind, you're throwing meat at a wall, hoping that it sticks if you take a long position right now. Please understand that. It's a very, very treacherous situation. Not recommended to take a long. Adding to your spot bag is a different story altogether. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at here. Not great, but certainly not the worst thing ever. What are your thoughts? Be curious to hear that. Future reference, we're partnered with Bitunix. Make sure you use the link to register. We got a lot of new members over there, mainly because we offer no KYC or VPN to our members. So thank you, Bitunix, for that awesome opportunity. Just throwing it out there in case you didn't already know. They have an awesome trading competition going on right now. But I'm more excited for February, March, and April because we're going to have some private competitions. If you use my link to register, you'll be eligible. I think we've only got 200 or 300 members registered so far, but that is definitely something to consider. So check that out in your own time. I do look forward to work with you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again so much for the constant support. And you know who you are. Thank you so much for just the phenomenal feedback that I've been receiving. I'm thankful to be able to play a wonderful part in your lives too. Just know you mean a lot to me, and I greatly appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. Thanks again.